starts when you see that bubble show up. Okay, we're going to share back to the other side, over on this side, and there we go. Okay, now we can't see us because this particular room doesn't allow that. Okay, so this will be like, I guess, a vocal meeting then, yeah? Won't be able to see what the other thing is. Or we can have this. Maybe Dominic can also log into the room. That way there's a camera facing the team. Okay, well, the secretary gets that settled. Okay, so meetings will not be interrupted with personal issues. If there's a phone call and it's an urgent case, you can leave to settle that immediately. So the chairperson leads the meeting. The chairperson does not vote in the meeting, but if there's a tie, then the chairperson will be the tiebreaker, and the secretary will motion and write down all motions that have passed on the agenda. So we're going to use parliamentary process. We're going to use observations and improvements. Actually, the secretary should be doing that. And we're going to use transparency. Okay. Following principles will guide our leadership culture. Okay. All right. So that's where we begin. Let's go ahead and start on new business. Okay. All right. Let's start on old business first. So old business was the first topic was about a good leader, somebody to follow. We had a discussion about that, and so the discussion is actually not on so much a good leader, but actually we need a great leadership culture. So I think we already have put in some processes in place. So I think we can remove this from old business. Agreed? Okay, so the secretary can remove it from old business. That'd be good. Okay, next item of conversation is market building, old business, setting owner expectations, make an SLA. There's an MOU for calendar control, pricing control, hospitality standards, and revenue focus. Okay, all right, so I believe Patnuki had a discussion with Mumli.
Yes.
And what is the update now on new partner contracts and MOUs?
Okay, I will spread the new partner MOU based on our discussion yesterday.
Okay.
On the list and spot 3 OKR.
Okay.
We have some list data.
Okay.
Where the primary and where the secondary.
Okay.
And
all
then
right.
after that, I have a template, Indonesian version.
Okay.
From Wayana and Egi.
Okay.
And then after that, Nangli show me the English version and bit complete and bit detailed. Compare with the bahasa.
Okay.
So Nangli with ask me to help to translate to bahasa and legal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
I will ask to my friend in notaries.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good.
Yeah.
I suggest, I motion that we create this. I think we should have some follow-up dates. So my proposal is the following. I'll just go ahead and do this in lieu of the secretary right now. Date of completion.
Yeah.
And the second column over here on date of completion. Okay, so this is essentially just to track the progress of the distribution, and I would like to invite Patnuki to this document. Okay, do I get a second for the amendments on the contract list? So what I'm doing is I'm motioning that we create a data completion list and a second data completion list for the non-contractor partners. Patnuki, okay, well, do I have a second for the, okay, it's been seconded. Okay, is there any discussion about this format?
Yes, I
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, if there's no discussion, let's put it to a vote.
Yeah.
All in favor of using this format to track the progression
Yes.
of contract rollout, please vote in favor now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, all right, so motion carries. So this will be the way we use it, and Patnuki, this has been shared to you. Let's go back up to the squad 3 OKRs.
Okay. Any interrupt?
Yeah.
To make it expectation, manage expectation, and not only distribute, but introduction the MOU spirit to the several partner, and then after that, why? Because I will put or fill in the new contract with the point of projection,
Okay.
and then after that, dynamic price.
Okay.
Because apa namanya, previous mostly partner not have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to add also some new formatting here,
Yeah.
and I think we can do that. So the intention is to have an MOU in Bahasa,
Yes.
and the intention is to have an MOU in English,
Yes.
and this will be translated to Bahasa. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And when the resource is available, please just append it here as an attachment to the document.
Yeah.
And I think the objective should be stated clearly. The objective is to explain and introduce to partners
Yeah.
our services expectation level. Yeah.
Yes.
And there's dynamic pricing, calendar management,
Yeah. Copyright.
copywriting.
No, copyright.
Copyright.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. Our for
Photo.
photos,
Yes.
photos and images. Okay. Okay. All right. Great. So I mentioned that we put these new amendments in to this document, and the idea is that when the resource does become available, we put it here so that it's clear for everybody where the objects are. Okay. All right. Can I get a second on this?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Okay. Is there any discussion?
No.
No? It's all clear?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All in favor of the amendments on Patnuki's project, please vote now. Okay, all right, great. Okay, so that's done then. So we agree this is the format. We agree that Patnuki will be following up.
Yes.
And I think then we can essentially, Mr. Secretary, delete everything above this, and we will just focus on the partnership contract part there. Okay, and Patnuki, I just need a follow-up date. When do you expect that this will be completed?
Okay. I will finish the Bahasa version because mostly a partner is local, and then I think until next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And the distribution then happens after Wednesday then, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, all right. When do you think you can complete the distribution?
Complete distribution. If only distribution, I think 3 until 4 days
That's
enough.
fine. Okay.
Yeah. But the feedback and then discussion, it's maybe takes time.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I understand, let me add again a timeline to this, right?
Yeah.
So the timeline should be that the Bahasa version is completed
Yeah.
by Wednesday of next week.
Yes.
Wednesday, next week. And then the distribution will take, let's say, 4 days, yeah?
Yeah. 4
Following.
days. Yeah.
Okay. Can we distribute here? That we invite all the partners to come here, see our base, they see our team, and then they sign the contract here. Or let's, a second, okay, all right, so a second. Okay, once it's been seconded, we can have a discussion. So is there any discussion about that?
I don't think because the owner it's not domicile.
Oh, in here, yeah?
Yeah.
For the owners that are domiciliary here, can we
Yeah.
invite them here?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of what convinces the owners in Bali traditionally has been when they see the operation, they see that you seem to know what you're doing, then they trust more.
Okay.
But if they just see it's just you by
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
and they don't see the team, they don't see
Yeah.
the work, they don't see the technology, then they usually go, well, I don't
Yeah.
really know what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. I know what your
Okay.
objection.
So can I mention, let's say for this, I mentioned that all the all the owners of partnerships that do live in Jogja, can we invite them on base? And then they see the base, and at least they know what's going on, right? That we're not just like three people working in a cafe somewhere or a co-working space. They see that we're committed, that we have, put in an investment here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay. Well, do I have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Can we have a vote? All in favor of bringing domestic or the Jogja partners in Jogja to base to fulfill the contract? Please vote now. Okay. All right. Let's do that then. So, okay. So it's been decided that Jogja partners. Oh, yes, Mrs. Secretary. Please go ahead and put it on. Distribution to Jogja partners will happen on site. Okay. And I'd like to indicate which partners have owners that are domiciliated in Jogja here on
Okay.
this list. Can
Oke,
you
dalam Binara,
let's go down from
Pendopo Jakarta,
okay, it's in Jakarta. Okay.
ya, dalam Binara, iya,
Dalam
dalam Binara,
okay, Pinarak is here, yeah?
ya,
Okay.
oke, Rumah Nonis,
Okay, Rumanon is here.
ya, Biro Saban, ya,
Okay, Widosaban is also in Jogja. Okay. Rumah Budi Susanto?
ya,
Here.
ya,
Okay.
ya,
Gamala?
Gembala, ya,
Okay. Hayata?
Jakarta, ya,
Okay.
Rumah Teteh Bandung,
Okay.
Udah pindah, Pak?
dia akan lama di sana.
Okay, and Utara?
Utara, also like here,
Okay.
Jogja, Tamu Ibu Jakarta, Rumah JTH Jogja, Antasena Jakarta, Bejo Jogja. Ya, Rumpang maybe Jogja Jakarta.
Oh, between, yeah?
Ya,
Okay.
between
Okay, Wisma AM?
Ismail Jakarta.
Okay.
Di Anggrek Jogja. Rumah kami Jogja. Wabi Sabi Jogja. Udah Jakarta. Jakarta. Wabi Sabi also Jogja. Pavilion Jogja. Riverside Jogja. Rumah Ucok Jakarta. Rumah Belaga. Ya, Bebin Jakarta, Jogja, ya. Raja Jani Jakarta, Bogor. Sunrise Homestay Jogja. Dalam Tilam Jogja.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Thank you. All right. Okay, great. So we have this. The next follow up is Wednesday, and then maybe I can actually motion. I'd like to motion for 2 days, like we do for the interviewers or for the interns. We bring the owners on site here. Maybe we can make a little party, like snacks, drinks, all this stuff, and just get all the owners here for 2 or 3 days, and they can come, and we can just sign everybody up, and then that's done. Yeah. So I motion to have like two. Okay, I motion to open the discussion on, let's say, a 3-day sign up festival or contract festival to get all the owners
Gathering.
on site. On site, a community management event. Yeah. So I think a community management event hosted here on site. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Okay, now we need to discuss what days are or discussion. Is there any day that is good to invite all the owners here? It's 3 days, so
Should be held in the few days.
okay, well after Wednesday, right? Because
After
maybe
Wednesday.
it's
I
Wednesday.
see, okay.
But when is the best time?
Okay, I have planned to back to Jogja after Jakarta. It's 26 or 27. So
Okay.
after that,
Why don't we say 27, 28, 29, yeah?
yeah.
Okay. If the secretary can help me check, what dates are the 26, 27, 29?
It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
20, Thursday, Friday. That should work, yeah? Is that good? Or is the weekend better?
Yes.
That's a little bit of weekday and weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Weekday.
All right. So let's just call it that then. Then I motion to have a contract festival or community event, management event for the contract signing on June 26, 27,
and 28.
28, yeah?
Yeah.
So Panuki's back on the 26th?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's do it then.
Sir,
Yes,
so it will be also for the intern candidate?
no,
No.
no,
only
this is
the-
separate. This is just for,
Okay.
yeah. I said the format's kind of like the internship thing. We bring them
Okay.
in and we
Okay.
essentially bring them in. Okay, so the dates are the 26th to the 27th, or to the 28th, 26th, 27th, 28th. Okay. Okay, all right. All right, I need a second. Is there a second? Does anyone want to second this?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been seconded. Okay, let's move to the vote. All in favor of this idea, please vote now. Okay, all right, passes. So great. So we have an event. We'll bring the owners for Jogja in on the 26th to 28th of June, and then the rest of them just distribute
Yeah.
through email or
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, all right, great. Let's keep on moving to new business now, our old business. So set candidate expectations. Set candidate expectations. This was a discussion about setting up candidate expectations, fixing LSL. Okay, so let me bring. Why is it doubled up on everything? New member. Okay. Maybe Mr. Secretary, could you please remove the duplicates on each side? Okay. Okay, so I wrote this down. Let me explain. So Ara and I have been discussing about why there are issues with onboarding, and so what I've actually created is this. Let me show the assembly really quickly. So we plan to create this. Okay. So this is just an example of something that we would want to have for all future employees. Essentially, it's a program. So this is just a draft right now. It doesn't have all the elements inside, but the program is essentially a 30-day program. So once I know this doesn't. Okay, let me put in a little bit more framework so that people can see what I'm talking about here. Okay, so essentially it's a 30-day framework, and there is the self-reported activity, which is like the journal that we give to all our employees, so they report what they do. But there's also training material every day. The training material is administered, and every other day or once a week there's a test to see how much of the training material did the person understand. Chris is creating training material for reservations. I'm creating training material for our vision. Different teams create different training material, and so the idea of this is to get every candidate in, and they just follow the training program for the first 30 days. That I think will set the correct training and the correct expectations and the correct ideas of what Bukit Vista is about, and it is more structured than it is before. We have intermittent tests to test on specific core values, to test on role competency, to test on their understanding of who they can go to for advice and how to communicate effectively inside the organization. So the output of this OKR will be a future training program. So I would need about, I will give until the end of the month. I've made this one of Ara's projects to create. So where's Ara actually?
Afternoon shift.
Oh, afternoon shift. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I'm nominating Ara to essentially produce a future employee program. As Ara isn't here right now, I would like to discuss a new topic, actually, on this. Okay, on leadership. I need a proxy list, so I'm going to go and talk about that later. Okay, about what a proxy list is. Okay, let's go ahead and put, Jing has nominated Ara to follow up with this at the end of the month, and I will go ahead and put the format of what we need to get done here. There. So that needs to be complete by the end of the month. Specifically, the first training programs will be for content people. So they will receive content training, they will receive, so we don't have so many content people fail.
Yeah.
There's a section up here for the employee questions and answers too, so if they have any communication
okay.
they'd like to ask,
So,
then
yeah.
we can also put it over here too as well.
Interactivity.
Yeah, there should be interactivity. Okay, so that's already on old business. We'll just leave that there, Mr. Secretary, until June 30th. All right. Okay, Gunny has specified he won't onboard property that has not have a property survey and other things stated in the SLA. Okay, I think we know that. Panuki, that's nothing personal. It's not a personal attack.
Yeah.
It's not him being stubborn. It's just simply to create order and structure
Yeah.
for the company. Okay, can we just to clarify this? Can we all get if you agree with this, just raise your hand, right? That this should be the new format. Okay, so we agree with it, Mrs. Secretary. I think we can remove this from old business now.
Should we put it on the SLA?
It's already part of our SLAs.
Okay.
So all right. Let's put in the squad SLA. All right, if you'd like, I think we can create a order of new business. The new business is that the squad 3 will follow content SLAs from the company level. Yeah. So that's essentially that's the agreement that we have just arranged. Okay, let's go ahead and go into new business now. Dominic has actually wanted to pass some office rules. So Dominic, this is a lot of things to pass right now, but let's just go over. I don't think today is actually the best day to pass it because not everyone's here. So what I'd like to do is I motion to table this for the discussion.
Okay.
When is the majority of Squad 3 in the room?
Probably the next thing.
The next thing up on Thursday at 11.
Friday.
Yeah? Friday at 11. Okay.
Friday.
Okay. Can then we say, Dominic, can we add that we, okay, well, I motion to table this until Friday
Okay.
of this week when the majority of people will be back. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion?
Nope.
No. Okay, all right, then we vote. All in favor of tabling this, please vote now. Okay, all right, it's been voted. So we will delay action on this until Friday, and this will be brought up as new business on the Friday sync up.
Okay.
Okay, great. Jing has bought the printer. It's right here.
Yeah.
It's already hooked up.
Yeah.
My next order of business is I'll make this really easy for you guys. I will volunteer to Jing will oh okay all right Jing will volunteer. Will help set up the printer for each laptop. Or actually, who needs printing? You need printing, Patnuki, right? That's about it.
Yeah, for
Okay.
MOU.
Okay, Patnuki and anybody else?
Me probably.
Okay, Dominic. Okay, we have a very expensive system here because this is using ink cartridge. Ink cartridge costs
Yes.
300,000
Yes.
per thing. What I might do is I might just create a template on the MOUs that we print out. So the MOU will have two components. One is just the standard contract, everything's normal, and the other is the amendment. The amendment is specialized and custom to each particular agreement. Make sense? Okay, so we can use the standard MOU and it'll be just available. We'll have a stack of them. Just take that and then attach an amendment to it to customize the deal.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll create a format for that.
Or for the economical expenses, I think we don't need a color printer. So you can put the
Black and white.
cartridge and only black and white.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's already got both.
Ya, but ya, apa namanya? Kalau nggak dipakai nggak usah.
Okay. I'll once you have an MOU, let's divide the MOU into two sections. One is the standard contract, and the second is the amendment contract. We only print amendments then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it saves a little bit of
Yeah,
ink and
yeah.
such. Okay. All right. So this is already done, and I put on my new business. I will help set up the printer connections.
Yeah.
This is a shared printer now. This is your print server. The print requests go to here, and then they come out there. So you don't need to hook up your own computer to the printer. All right. Here's the next part. Who is chairman, who's secretary, and then the proxy list. So currently on other squads, we have essentially a table here. I think this is probably the most easy way to do it. So we have a date. Then we have a chairperson, and then we have a secretary, and then we have maybe a chairperson and recorder. Okay, so the easiest way is to just set the dates of the next two meetings or the next three meetings and appoint the next person so that part is very clear. Let's see, Dominic, when is our next meeting? On Friday?
Friday.
Do you know what the date is on Friday?
21st.
Okay, so the next meeting is the 21st. So we need to appoint some sort of chairperson strategy here. I would like to motion that we create a rotating chairperson. So the chairperson jumps from person to person across the group. So can I get a second on that?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion about having rotating chairperson?
No.
No. Okay, all right. So all in favor of rotating chairperson, please vote now. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and put that on our SLAs then. The chairperson is going to be leading the meeting. So, Mrs. Secretary, I'm going to set some formatting, and okay, so that's the formatting I'll choose to use. The chairperson is not voting. Okay, give me a second. Okay. And then the third part we agree on the chairperson is that the chairperson will be rotated to each member on the team. The idea behind that is that everybody then gets to experience leadership, and it creates more decisive teams. Also, it creates less complaints between leadership and people who are following, and generally it creates better leadership culture. Okay, then we have to decide on what is the rotational pattern. So, is there any proposal, any motion for how we rotate?
How we rotate? Okay.
Dominic,
I would like promotion probably the join day.
the what?
Sorry?
The join day.
So,
Oh, the join
Based on
date,
the
right?
join date.
Okay, so the first person. Okay, so based on the join date, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
all right. Okay, so there's a motion for rotation based on the joint date. Okay, so is there a second? Okay? So you second that. All right. Is there any discussion?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So all in favor of that, please vote now. Okay. So you guys both favor it. All right. So it will be based on the joint date. Okay. All right. So then that makes it so that essentially, let's go ahead and create that rotation. As I understand, Patnuki was the first to join. So Patnuki will be the first. Okay, and then after that, oh, also I mentioned that we use a top-down feed rather than a bottom-top feed.
Okay.
So the most recent is always at the top. Okay. Okay. Before we put Patnuki at the top, I think Patnuki has actually had the least amount of training.
okay.
So
Interrupt.
yes, go ahead.
I can attend this day because
Okay.
I
Going back to Jakarta. Okay,
with
and
train.
I think that's right too. I think Patnuki should be the last on the rotation
Yes.
as he's gotten the least amount of training right now. So let's just go put the rotational program. It's Patnuki was first. After Patnuki was Dominic. After Dominic was Gani.
Yeah.
Oh, Gani's not really allowed in squad 3, right?
It's Ara.
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 Ara second.
Okay.
Me,
And then-
Ara, and
okay.
then Dominic.
Okay, so you, Ara, Dominic, and then Val. Okay, so that's the rotations. Patnuki, Ara, Dominic, and Val. Let's go ahead and just put the up here in the chairperson rotation based on the join date. So how are we
And
doing?
Adi.
Oh, okay. We've gone over time. I like to motion 15-minute extension to
Second.
second. Okay, so we're going to go to 12:45, 11:45.
Yeah.
Okay, Val. Okay, great. So perhaps we do this, right? Let's go to Ara next, and then Dominic, and then Val, and then Patnuki. Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. So we have a rotation system now, and it's clear how we will appoint the chairperson,
Yeah.
and it's clear what the secretary is doing too. Okay, secretary is clear as well. Okay, is there any other additional duties to the secretary besides writing down the motions at this moment? Okay, if there's no discussion,
yes, discussion.
okay, then we'll just move on. Okay, Mrs. Secretary, let's go ahead and move the meeting format from new business to old business. Yes, Mr.
Can I
Okay,
back to the point of market builder
Okay, market building.
and MOU? I think this is the schedule of gathering.
Mhm.
Gathering because this one.
Okay.
Dominic maybe still in Jakarta, and then Val still on Semarang.
Okay, that's fine.
So,
I'll come.
yeah.
I'll come for that weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll come for that.
Oh,
weekend.
okay. Because I come to back up her and Val hosting.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we have it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
So
Those are
yeah,
the secretary.
I will be off to Jakarta on the 21st night, and then we'll be back around. I haven't discussed it yet, but probably we'll be back around the 1st of July.
Mhm.
Yeah, and on the 26th and 27th, Fall will be off.
Okay.
Yeah.
26. So this is actually a weekend when we don't have a lot of people here.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, but
Do we have any check-ins right now on those?
on the prediction is no. On
Okay.
26 and 27, there's no check-in. 28 also.
Okay.
So I think it will be fine since Pak Nunggi will be here, right?
Okay. All right, this is an order of new business then,
Yeah.
right? So, Panuki, well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do this. Since discussion about a re-amendment to this date. So, Panuki would like to discuss about perhaps is your idea changing this date or moving to a different date?
Yeah, maybe moving. It's good. Moving to the early of July.
Early of July. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe one until 3 July.
Okay. All right. Let's get to that. Okay. Well. Okay. We're already on this topic then.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's see. What date would you like to move it to?
Maybe the same day or.
We need a
tanggal
motion.
1.
We need a motion.
Yeah, yeah.
Pak Nungki bilangin I would like to motion tanggal berapa Pak?
Okay, okay, the same day before. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right?
Okay. So July 4 to 6. Yeah,
Yeah.
is the new dates.
Yeah.
And at that point, everybody should be back, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and ask Panuki. Is there a second on Panuki's motion?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Is there any further discussion?
No.
No? Okay, all right. All in favor of moving it to July 4th to 6th, please raise your hand. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and amend that. So we will now go to old business here, and we will amend it from July 4th to 6th, yeah? Okay, for the signing
Yeah,
festival.
sorry for the.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But that's how we fix things here, too,
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
So we
yeah.
have a new date. And, Mr. Secretary, let's go ahead and delete the old date, June 26th to 28th. All right. And let's go on to the next order of new business. Chris likes to nominate himself on the reservation guild team. He likes to nominate Dominic and Val as the first set and second proxy in the guild. Motion to form a Squad 3 sync-up twice a week on Wednesday and Friday at 10 o'clock, raising awareness, implementation, and refinement of SLAs, eliminate, prevent frictions. Okay, aim improvement conversion rates over time. Okay, fantastic. Chris, would you like to speak on this?
Oh yeah. So basically, that's my motion.
Okay, very good. Is there a second on this motion? Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Dominic. Is there any discussion about this? Okay, I'd like to open the discussion. I understand that you're doing revenue or reservation patrol with Alvin right now, looking at what was it called? Inquiries that have unconverted.
Unconverted inquiries and
Right.
unconverted requests.
Is this the place where you'll have that discussion?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I think that's really good then.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any more discussion?
Nope.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's put to a vote. All in favor of having Chris create this reservation guild team and a meeting twice a week at 10 o'clock, Wednesday and Friday, please raise your hand. Okay. All right. It's been passed. So let's go ahead and move that over from old business to new business. We'll leave that up. And I would like to actually amend this motion. I would like to have this run at least 2 weeks. If this runs successfully for 2 weeks, we can put it as part of the SLA.
Ah.
Yeah, so as a permanent thing.
Yeah.
Okay, do I have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, all right, please vote now. So the vote now is that if this runs successfully for 2 weeks, then we'll make it part of Squad 3 SLAs that essentially Chris will be coaching. Okay, all in favor? Okay, done. All right, so we'll come back to that on, let's see, we'll come back to that particular point on, let's just say June 30th, yeah. Okay, to be decided on June 30th. Okay, that pretty much covers it. Okay, Squad 3 will follow content SLAs from the company level. Okay, as our content SLAs. So, is there, that's my motion, that's Jane's motion, right? Squad 3 will follow content SLAs from the company level. Is there a second on that? Do I have a second? Okay, it's been seconded. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, is there no discussion? Let's please put it to a vote. All in favor of having Squad 3 follow content SLAs from the company? Okay, all right, done. All right, since that is done, we can go up to Mr. Secretary, our Squad 3 SLAs. And for content, we can just write, instead of gunning onboard properties, we can just say Squad 3 will follow the content SLAs at the company level. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, let's keep on going. I think we're pretty much done. Termination agreement. So Thursday due to this issue. I'm going to need until next week because there's no urgency right now on this. So I would like to come back to this issue on June 25th. I'd like to table this until June 25th. As we see, there is not going to be any distribution to June 26th. And this particular issue can be tabled until then. Okay? Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded. Okay, Mr. Secretary, let's move this over to old business. Okay, that pretty much sets it up. Next meeting will be held by Ara as the chairperson, and the secretary will be Val. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll just follow essentially the same order. Okay, all right, and that's pretty much it. I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
Okay, done. All right, that's pretty much it. That's how we do
Okay.
the meeting, and it's nice and compact and easy.